1274 BCE, two of the ancient world's greatest powers face off in one of the largest chariot battles ever fought. But the Battle of Kadesh wasn't just a clash of empires, it led to the first recorded peace treaty in history. This is the story of the Battle of Kadesh and the dawn of diplomacy. The 13th century BCE was an era of intense rivalry between two great powers: Egypt, under the leadership of Pharaoh Ramses II, and the Hittite Empire, ruled by King Muwatalli II. The two empires clashed repeatedly over control of Kadesh, a strategically vital city in the Levant. Kadesh's location made it the key to dominating trade routes and regional influence. In 1274 BCE, the two forces met on the battlefield to decide the fate of the region. Ramses II, one of Egypt's most celebrated pharaohs, was determined to reclaim his empire's dominance over the Levant. Leading his army in person, Ramses divided his forces into 4 divisions, each named after an Egyptian god. Confident of an easy victory, Ramses marched north to Kadesh, unaware that King Muwatalli had set a clever trap. The pharaoh believed the Hittite army was still far away, but the reality would soon catch him by surprise. Just as Ramses' forces began to settle near Kadesh, the Hittites launched a surprise attack. Thousands of Hittite chariots, concealed behind the hills, thundered toward the Egyptian camp, catching Ramses and his troops completely off guard. The Egyptian army was thrown into chaos as the Hittites smashed through their ranks, threatening to wipe them out. But in the face of disaster, Ramses did something remarkable. In the midst of the chaos, Ramses took matters into his own hands. Riding at the front of his chariot, he rallied his scattered forces and launched a bold counterattack against the Hittite chariots. His personal courage inspired his troops, and soon, Egyptian reinforcements arrived from the south. The tide of battle began to shift, and the Hittites were forced to retreat to Kadesh. While both sides claimed victory, the battle ended in a stalemate. Although the battle itself ended in a stalemate, it paved the way for a revolutionary development in international diplomacy. After years of further conflict and negotiation, Ramses II and Muwatalli II agreed to the first recorded peace treaty in history. The treaty, written in both Egyptian hieroglyphs and Hittite cuneiform, outlined terms of peace, mutual aid, and non-aggression. This unprecedented agreement not only brought stability to the region but also set a precedent for future diplomatic negotiations between rival powers. The Treaty of Kadesh is more than just a document, it's a symbol of how diplomacy can bring peace even after the fiercest of battles. The lessons of Kadesh continued to resonate throughout history, influencing how nations negotiated their conflicts. Today, the treaty remains one of the most important artifacts from the ancient world, preserved as a reminder of the power of dialogue over war. The Battle of Kadesh wasn't just a military clash, it was the beginning of a new era of diplomacy. From the heat of battle to the signing of a peace treaty, the events of 1274 BCE changed the course of history. If you're fascinated by ancient battles and the legacies they left behind, hit that like button, subscribe, and join us for more incredible stories from the past.